Hi guys, welcome to our third year higher level geography course. So I'm Tracy and I'm going to be taking you through the 5 lessons online. Now guys, at this stage everybody should have received your packs with your notes in them, okay? So 5 sets of notes. And we're going to get started today. Now today what we're going to start with is just a quick look at the exam structure for Junior Cert higher level geography. So we're going to take a look through that first. Then we're going to move on to our physical geography, our plate tectonics to start off with, which incorporates our volcanic activity, earthquakes, and we may also get a chance to look at fold mountains just ever so slightly. So guys, having a look at the board behind me, you may want to take this down, you might take it down in the back of your notes, or you might know this already, but I just want to briefly run through this. Junior Cert higher level geography, the exam itself, okay? Now the exam is a 2-hour exam. It goes from 9:30 in the morning, 9:30 until 11:30, and it's always on the Friday of the exam, so the first Friday of your exams. Now the exam paper is split up into 2 parts. It's split up into your short questions and your long questions. Your short questions is worth 60 marks in total. Your long questions are worth 90 marks in total. Now if we start off by looking at our short questions, on your paper there are 20 short questions and you have to answer all 20 short questions, okay? So you have to answer every single one of them questions. Now each of them questions are at 3 marks each. So each of them questions are at 3 marks each. So all of them are evenly weighted out. Now in general, people will spend approximately 30 to 35 minutes of their exam on these. Now if you're a student maybe looking for your A, you might say, I'm going to do my short questions in 20 minutes to give myself a bit of extra, I suppose, time when I get over as far as like my long questions. So 20 to 30 minutes, no longer, okay? Again, if you're someone aiming for a higher grade, maybe your A or your B, you're going to be looking to do them in 20 and under. Now, in relation to our long questions, our second section of the paper, section number 2, this section here is worth 90 marks in your exam. Now, in this section, what you will have is you will have 5 questions, question 1, question 2, 3, 4, and 5. And what you have to do is you have to answer 3 questions. So answer any 3 questions. Now, when you choose your questions, if you choose, for example, question number 1, that will mean you do all of question number 1. The part 1, the part 2, and the part 3. So usually your exam questions are split up into 3 parts. If you choose question 1, you answer all of that. So for example, in my exam, I might choose to answer question number 1, question number 3, and question number 5. And if I choose them 3, I answer the entirety of each of them questions. Now, each of these questions is at 30 marks each. So each question is worth 30 marks, and it varies how that 30 marks is actually split up. So it could be, for example, 10, 10 and 10, or it could be something like 12, 8 and 10. But basically the entire question will be worth 30 marks. Time-wise, what we usually spend is 30 minutes per question. So 30 minutes on each question. Now, by on each question, 30 minutes on all of question 1, for example, which means 10 minutes for part 1, 10 minutes for part 2, 10 minutes for part 3. Now, you'll notice the marks and the minutes actually, I suppose, are the same. So just go by the amount of marks that question is worth. So if it's worth 8 marks, think 8 minutes. Now, as I mentioned before, if you can save time over with your short questions, and give yourself the time with section 2 of your paper, your long questions. Now, there is a little bit of a theme, okay? The theme actually in the exam question papers can change at any time. We don't have to be warned of it. But in relation to the exam questions that you do, question number 1 is usually your physical geography. Question number 2 seems to be, and again this can vary, seems to be very much related to climate. So to climate and weather. Again, this is not every year, but this is just a theme which has occurred. Question number 3. Question number 3 is your mixed geography question. And that's a question where you are going to get an option inside of it. So they'll give you, for example, 4 parts, 5 parts, and you choose 3 out of them. Be very, very careful to read the instructions carefully. 4 seems to be economic activity, and question number 5 is on your map skills or your aerial photograph skills. So guys, that's just a quick overview. And if you notice here, question 1, 3 and 5 are really the ones, I suppose, I would be saying to you, they're the ones that are most predictable. Question number 1 is generally your physical geography. Question number 5 is always your map skills, and a lot of people don't like map skills, but it's a good question to answer because it's predictable, okay? You can practice it, and also you get your aerial photograph and ordnance survey map on the day. Question number 3 is lovely because you get that little bit more option. So for example, you'll generally see a population section to it or migration in there, but if you don't like that, you can choose something else. Now guys, that's the end of our look at our exam papers. If it's a case you haven't looked at your exam papers before, it might be an idea now to pause the video, maybe take a look. What we're going to move on to here, on your first set of notes, which is your physical geography on this board here, is your physical geography notes, okay? So get the physical geography notes out in front